Hey, what is up here, guys? James Cool here, and I wanted to just kind of ask the question, how the fuck does behavior keep doing this, okay? So, I've noticed a trend with behaviors, patch notes and just patches in general. They'll aim to do something and then somehow completely do the opposite, or mean to buff something and then end up nerfing it into the ground. Which only means the only next course is, the next thing they release is gonna be so stupidly fucking unbearable, it makes you question of what the fuck are they thinking? Which is behavior. This is behavior. Okay, I want to go over the 9.3 patch real quick. This was going to be the update that involved the anti-tunneling, anti-camping updates, and just everything else. And you know what they did? They shafted it all, except for one little thing. There's only one thing from the PTB that is coming out here to make, again, the devs themselves admitted to try and get players to come back to the game or to stop putting the game down. Meaning they are bleeding players and they can see it. They need players. They need new players. They need to keep player at retention. But when one side feels really fucking obnoxious to play, Survivor, to the point where I can't even play with my friends, Survivor, and then the other side is, are the survivors in a Swift, or am I going to steamroll the other side? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. It's not really fun. And I'm going to be honest here, I want them to make Killer harder, not because I find Killer too easy, but at the same time, hear me out, right? If they fucking buff Survivor, they could finally go about making meaningful Killer changes in return, because as it currently stands, they just fucking can't, because the Survivor is so fucking unbearable in the base game, people would rather not play the game entirely. So if we actually did fucking make proper changes, which they keep pussying out of because the terminally online people who don't have a job or only play Dead by Daylight only play the game and then bitch, which again is only about 10% of the player base, um, you know, then it just really sucks because we're not going to get any meaningful changes like base kit fucking slowdown for Killer because we can't add that because Survivor is fucking miserable. And that's what they tried to do the last time, but it was too strong. Because Killer's too strong to add anything like that. Because there's nothing for Survivor. And I'm sure that's what they probably would have went with next. But because of the overwhelming negativity, because people can't win the game instantly on Killer, I guess, anymore. I mean, I don't know, man. It's not that black and blue, but it's just like a lot of it feels like bitching. But I'm gonna mention this. Okay, so the the anti-face cam meter. Okay, this is just a nerf. Unironically, this is actually a flat fucking nerf, right? So this meter feels now faster based on how long the Killer stays near the hook, right? So this is normal speed, right? So the Killer needs to be there for more than 10 seconds to get that double speed. That means I'll get off really oh, by the way, we decreased the base fuel rate by roughly 50%. So unless the Killer is there for more than 10 to 20 seconds, fuck you. I don't know if that's like they have to stay in the radius or not, or if they leave for a millisecond and come back. Well, gotta restart that 10 to 20 seconds, dumbass. So we got the unhook changes. This is the only other thing. It's just kind of like this here. And survivors gain 10% haste and endurance, the thing that's already in the game, for 5 more seconds, which is good. Thank God something. It's like the littlest, tiniest thing, and at that point, you're just going to hit the survivor anyway, so it does nothing. And you can just wait for them to be fully unhooked if you're going to tunnel them, or you can run a slowdown, several things. Oh, it also doesn't do anything against most S-tier killers, but ignore that, right? 5 more seconds. Come back, please. This is the only, real buff, I'll have to say, because this is actually pretty nice. It's not, I guess it's more of just a change. Both are still equally strong effects. I guess it just depends on your playstyle. I like that. I want to try it. I thought this was supposed to be 50%. Maybe it was changed, so that's not worth it. And then, that whole 5 extra seconds you get... that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really funny whenever, we're removing some of the pallets. Which, good. The palette density update was stupid. They added way too many, but like I said, this is classic behavior. You have to expect them to overdo it at first. It's just, they have a bad tendency. This is what I mean when I've said for years, they have the tendency to go overboard with certain shit. So not only did they remove those palettes, right? Okay, so at least some of them. So they're kind of like kind of maybe I don't know. I've heard they're gonna change the distance, or they're actually just removing some of it. I don't know. But at the same time, though, they're also changing it for the main buildings that have been in the game for like years, which is the only like. The one thing about Dead by Daylight's balance is that usually when these main buildings, you would know there's always a pallet there, or at least somewhere for the most part. So that is, again, like I mean, this is a huge nerf for survivors. Not a huge like good survivors are going to be really good, but at the same time, it's still a nerf in the same update that was supposed to make Survivor more bearable. And I get that. It's not a good look when people were really hoping behavior would address some of the issues. Like, don't get me wrong. Survivor isn't this unplayable mess. It's so frustrating to the point of I actually would rather go against a 4-man Swift 50 times than play Survivor currently, just because at least if I go play fucking Killer, I could just run fucking Nurse and still win most of my matches, even against a 4-man Swift. Like, let's be honest here, man. That's like the disparity level of like Killer to Survivor level bullshit, but they can't really fuck with Survivor too much because then we make weaker killers weaker, but at the same time, there ain't no fucking point if no one wants to play the fucking game. And then you'll have people bitching about why people just don't want to play the game. They keep DCing. Yeah, man. It's going to keep happening until some changes happen, at least to the meta. If they change the meta for Killer to where it isn't just the same fucking slowdown perks every match, maybe. Because I will say this, even when I play Killer or Survivor, I will still see Survivors running weird-ass builds from time to time. Be it fucking Blast Mine or fucking just full music build, just stealth to other things. Meanwhile, it's just fucking Painrez, Grib Embrace, or some other fucking boring shit. Like, I think that's the biggest issue, right? At the end of the day, the biggest issue is that the meta still, if you're talking about people DCing, because if it's the same fucking meta for 4 fucking years, yeah, no shit. But that goes back to my first point. Behavior can't risk a huge balance patch right there because the entire player base itself nearly doesn't want to play the fucking game in the first place. Even if they did the big balance patch, if they do it wrong, that might actually be it, in my opinion. Like, that might actually just fucking end it because, again, DBD players on both sides are so fucking fickle, it's like taking a toy away from a toddler and then giving it to the other. The other one starts screaming, kicking, and crying, and then you take it back and give it to the other one. The other one starts kicking, screaming, and crying, so you're always just at a lose-lose. I really hope behavior gets their shit together. They need to just go with a system and actually let it roll out, and then get this. Tweak it. There's no reason you guys couldn't have fucking tweaked it after a week or something if it was that bad. You guys can make the game fucking enjoyable without ruining it, I promise you. Stop being big babies. And just fucking do it. The game needs a shake-up anyway. Don't listen to the terminally online people who play the same killer 500 matches in a row and then bitch whenever they don't... whenever they aren't challenged. Please, holy shit, I beg you. I'm gonna stop yapping. Again, behavior. You gotta stop, like, writing, you gotta stop making, like, a clown of yourself. Holy fuck. Behavior is the clown from Dead by Daylight, and they like sucking fingers and toes. I arrest my case. Case closed. Bye-bye.